من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين إنه خير ناصر ومعين ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا حبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أرواحنا للتراب مقدمه الفداء واللعن على أعدائهم أعداء الله اللهم كن وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. Sometimes dunya should be defined and introduced as alamul madda, the material world. Alamul khalq, the world has been created. Alamul makhluq, creature's world. We are living in a world that has been created and we are creatures. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He created us and put us in this world, this dunya, is going to prepare every needs that we need them. If you look at this dunya, and if I want to give you an example, I will give you the example of our body. If our body wants to be a spiritual body, because this body is material, okay, has many things which is material, but for this body to be a spiritual body, to be a otherworldly, to be prepared for the next world, Allah give it reason to control it. So regarding this whole world, if we want to make the world as akhirah, as something spiritual, to change it to spiritual, so we need to attach it other worldly things, something related to akhirah. If we do in this dunya, this world, something related to akhirah, we change it, this dunya, to akhirah. So most important thing, how we can change this dunya to akhirah. This is very important. And whenever you look at this dunya, you would see that there is nothing extra in this dunya. This dunya itself could be like akhirah, if you look at dunya in this way. Because even you go to akhirah, why I say that this dunya would be like akhirah? Because if you go to akhirah, you will see something like dunya. The same eating, the same drinking you will see at Akli wa Shurb. You will see the same pleasures that we are involved in this dunya, we will involve in that dunya. So the same places but advanced one. It is a place but the advanced one. So we will face lots of shapes like this dunya. But the material of these shapes are different. The material here is the iron, is stone, mud, and something like this. But in that dunya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it with the, for example, silver, with the gold, with the mosh, we say in Arabic or Persian. So most of the pleasure, for example, we have in hereafter, we see, for example, we have the eating and drinking, but without garbage. We have light, but without sun. Okay? So, for mu'min, if a person is mu'min, so this world, the dunya is like akhirah. This dunya is like akhirah, and it has no extra thing for mu'min. Nabi Sulaiman was one of the Anbiya, one of the prophets. He asked and requested Allah this dunya, but did he ask a worldly things, a bad things? No, he asked akhirah, but in this dunya. He requested to have control and power upon everything in this dunya. But for what? For akhirah. So his request was not a worldly request. His request was a spiritual request, because he was Nabi, he was prophet. He was ma'soom. He didn't request something bad. So he requested anything, money, power, everything. So this dunya for Sulaiman was not dunya, was akhirah, was like akhirah. So the same we can do. What we need is that how we can implement the rule of akhirah in this dunya. This is very important, because to be in the heaven and to implement the rule of akhirah is so easy. To be in a paradise, heaven, but if we want to make this dunya as akhirah, so it is very important thing. If you are around the table and you eat a halal thing, if you start your eating food with Bismillah and finishing it by Alhamdulillah, so you made it akhirah. You made akhirah. At the same time, you fill your stomach by the food, but it's like the Salatul Layl, the same sawab. You fulfill your food, your stomach, but Allah will give you the sawab of the raka'at and azkar of the Salatul Layl, of the night prayer. The same sawab. You sleep, but if you sleep with wuzu, this is worshipping. Sometimes you don't eat, like the months of Ramadan. Don't eat and you don't drink, but this is worshipping. Look at this. Or eating. You eat something. Eating is something material. Eating is something material. But when you eat at the time of iftar, it's worshipping. When you woke up at the time of sahar and you eat something as a sahur, so it's worshipping. Has lots of sabah. This is material things. Eating and not eating. You do something material and maddi. This is maddi, but it is ma'nawi at the same time. It's spiritual. Look at the money. Money is something super fine in religion. Something spiritual. Money is something spiritual. Why? Because it is in the hand of mu'min. If it is in the hands of mu'min, so it is spiritual. Why? Because it keeps him. It keeps his reputation. He needs money to be an honored person in the society. So he spent the money for his reputation, for her reputation. So this is a spiritual thing. And because of this, money is super fine. Imam alayhi salam said, I'd like you to wear a very fine cloth dress. Imam says, why? Especially when you are between our enemies. Why? They look at you and say, look at the Shia. So very fine cloth, very fine dress. But not indulgence, no indulgence. I don't want to say you should consume your money for something very, 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 very expensive. Imam Bakr says that someone saw Imam Bakr and saw Imam Bakr very expensive clothes. Was not ordinary, a little more. So, ask Imam said, why you wear such a cloth, such a dressing? Imam said, I wear because of you. I want you to honor by your Imam. Look at this. But that person, that companion of Imam Bakr, was very clever. So he remembered the time of the Imam and he said, but Imam Ali was not wearing such clothes, such expensive clothes. Why? You said because of us, but why Imam Ali? He was our Imam, our first Imam, the Imam of Shia. Why he wearing like this? Imam said, that time most of the people were poor. And if Imam Ali was wearing such expensive clothes, that would be vice versa. Other people would claim and say and object that we are all, society are poor, and the Imam wear a very expensive dress. But now, the time of Imam is different. If I wear something very bad, very cheap, it's not very good, and I am your Imam, so because of this, you see many advices from our Imams in many narrations. For example, Imam says that I want you to use perfume. I want you to be very clean. So if we did all these things, so this is akhirah. I remember a story from Imam for many governors of the different countries at the end of the war between Iraq and Iran came to the room of Imam Khomeini discussing about the peace between these two countries, and suddenly it was the time of the azan az-Zuhr. So Imam Khomeini stopped and said that, would you bring for me my perfume? I want to start to perform my salat. Imam Khomeini always was performing his salat with perfume before it. But, so let's come back to our discussion. So using money, using many material things in this world is not rejected. It's akhirah at the same time. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, or those who are mu'min, you believe me. La tuharramu tayyibatu ma ahallallahu lakum. You shouldn't say that the good thing, the tayyibat, which are very good, they're haram. No, they are not forbidden. La tuharramu. Don't say that stuff. وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا. Yes, you should use, but not i'tida, but not indulging. And Allah la yuhibbul mu'tadeen. Allah doesn't want you to spend lots of money for something that is not necessary. We have in our narrations that it is recommended for mu'min to have a large house. What does it mean? A large house means to have money. It needs money, lots of money. Plenty of money. If in Islam advise us in our du'as to ask Allah for a large house, it means that it wants to say that you need a good income. Otherwise, we cannot. But the condition is should be a halal money. A halal money. Otherwise, there is no problem. Imam alayhi salam went to the house of a person and saw that the house is very, very small and dismal. So told him, why you sit here? Why you live here? That person, because it is the house of my father's house. Imam alayhi salam answered him, if your father was not a wise person, or we can say a selfish person, so you want to be you want to be a wise person? Your father was not wise. What about you? You can understand it. So Imam advised him to change his house to a bigger one, to a larger one. This is something that a reason can understand that a larger house is better than a smaller house. It's something rational. But again, the most important criteria, it should be from halal. And the rule here is that you should look at your rizq. You should look at your sustenance. You should look at your income and buy. So not less than your income, not very, very much than your income. You should look at your rizq, sustenance. Relating to how much you have money, so you should have a good and large house. One of the features of the mu'min is he has lots of money, wus'atul ma'isha, lots of money. Another feature of mu'min has a very good reason, he's very wise, she's very wise. Another one is he has a good, that time was good horse, good, I know, something like this to just ride on it, but we can say good cars. A good car, not just cars. A good horse, not just horse. Is a feature of mu'min. So all these things are the feature of a mu'min. If you are mu'min, in the Riwayah said this is your features, characteristics of the mu'min. The rest, the sustenance of the mu'min is a lot. Do you know why? Al-Hadith says, Imam alayhi salam says, because the rizq comes from the niyyah, intention. If you are mu'min, so you have a good intention, a spiritual intention. So the rizq, the sustenance for mu'min is a lot. So look at all these advices in Islam that related to money. Give khums, give zakat, give sadaqah, do infaq, go to Hajj, prepare food for your house, prepare everything that your family needs, and nafaqah. So all these things is related to money. So what does it mean? It means that first, it needs a good income. And second, it means that Allah signed it and accepted it, accept money. Why we sometimes think that it is not Islam, it is. The Holy Prophet of Islam has a horse for a short trip. He had another horse for a long trip. He had another horse for war. He had many, many horses. It's counted to 7 or 8 horses. For anything he had a horse. Why? Because it was necessary. It was necessary. And nobody would claim. Why? Because it's necessary. If you need 2 cars, 3 cars, so okay. The most important thing we need to change our idea regarding the world, this dunya. If we change, so it's okay. It's like this, that if summer and when it is so hot and want to perform salat, so performing salat in a hot place and there is a good air conditioner, and we can switch it on, but we don't switch it. We just start to perform salat, and lots of sweat comes. We cannot understand what we said. Is it rational? No, it's not rational. So if you have money and you don't buy it, and you say, "Oh, I don't want to switch it on because it takes lots of money." So it's israf? No, it's not israf. So you should switch it on and start to perform your salah in the best way. You should be comfortable when you want to talk with Allah, talk to Allah. In our riwayat, it mentions that you should be very strict regarding your mustahabbat, but not wajibat, not the obligation. We commonly think you should be very careful about them, but not regarding the wajibat, obligation. Why? Because mustahabbat is for yourself. You yourself can live whatever you like. To be an athletic person, not to use medicine. But you cannot be like this with your wife or with your children. If Allah give you money, you should give a good nafaqah to them. Prepare anything that they like. So in mustahabbat, for yourself, you can be like whatever you like. A person went to the house of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and saw that how a good room Imam Hussein has, a good curtain, or as we say, a good, for example, rug or something like this, but in that room. So that person said to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, "You live like this?" He didn't expect it. That person didn't expect it. So Imam said, "This is my wife's room. We give our dowry to our wives from the beginning, and they have control on their dowry. Whatever they want to do, they can do it in their room, their house. My room, my house is over there. You can come there." So this is the one level. Until what I said, this is the one level. This is Islam and this is faith. But sometimes you don't consider all this money. You leave all this money. What does it mean? It means that okay. So maybe we finish it till here, and also a little talk to Farsi, the same part, and inshallah next level of how we can use our money for tomorrow, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين إنه خير الناصر والمعين ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
دنیا توی تعبیر و اصطلاحی باید تعبیر بشه ازش به عنوان عالم ماده و خلق. ما همه مخلوق هستیم و وقتی هم که خدا ما رو خلق میکنه توی این دنیا باید نیازهایی که ما انسان توی این دنیا داریم رو برطرف کنه. یعنی طوری این دنیا رو خلق کنه که برای ما انسانی که ما روح داریم و فرق داریم با حیوان بتونیم اون نیازهای روحی و معنویمون رو برطرف بشه، به جا بیاریم. مثالی هم که زدیم خدمت شما مختصر شد دیگه اینجا عرض می‌کنیم. ببینید این بدن ما، اگه این بدن ما بخواد از حالت دنیایی در بیاد و اخروی بشه، نیاز به عقل داره که کنترلش کنه، اشراف داشته باشه. این دنیا همینه. اگه بخواد این دنیا آخرتی بشه مثل آخرت، نیاز به یک امر اخروی داره که بهش اشراف داشته باشه. و الا همین بدن، حیوانات هم همین بدن رو دارن، ولی چون نیاز نداره اخروی بشن، عقلی هم نیاز نیست براشون. ولی برای انسان چرا؟ چون این بدنش قرار اخروی بشه، به عقل هم نیاز داره. این یه نکته. نکته دومی که ما باید بهش توجه بکنیم این هستش که نگاه دنیوی، اگه انسان نگاه به این دنیا داشته باشه، هیچ چیزی در این دنیا اضافه نیست برای مؤمن. یعنی هیچ چیزی وجود نداره که فقط دنیوی باشه و اصلا اخروی نباشه. آدم بگه خب من رفتم سراغ این دیگه دنیویه. نه، تا وقتی که سراغ آنچه که حلال هست میری از هر نوعش باشه، همش اخروی میشه. اگه نگاهمون چی باشه؟ همراه با یک امر اخروی باشه. اگه این امر اخروی رو بهش اضافه کردیم، بهش، یک لحظه و یک چیز هم تو این دنیا نیستش که حالت چی باشه؟ اخروی داشته باشه. سلیمان پیامبر خدا بودش، معصوم بودش، یه انسان معنوی بودش. درخواستی که از خدا کرد چی بودش؟ گفت خدایا سلطنت این دنیا رو بهم بده، قدرت بهم بده، پول بهم بده تو این دنیا. خب این یه درخواست دنیایی کردش سلیمان؟ اعاذنا الله، نه، اصلا سلیمان درخواستش دنیایی نبود. سلیمان این دنیا رو آخرت دید، درخواست اخروی کرد. حالا درخواست معنوی آدم با اقسام درخواست معنوی داره. درخواست سلیمان، درخواست معنویش این بودش. چرا؟ چون که از اول کارهای تو این دنیا رو دنیوی نمیدید. از اول همشون رو چی میدید؟ اخروی میدید. حالا ما هم میخوام تو این دنیای بلبشو، میخوام دنیامون رو تبدیل کنیم به آخرت، اخروی بشه، تبدیل بشه به آخرت. خب اینو باید چیکار کنیم؟ خیلی ساده هستش. من چند تا مثال میزنم. یک، وقتی که سر سفره نشستیم غذامون حلال باشه، الحمدلله بگیم، بسم الله بگیم. همین خوردنی که شکم ما رو پر میکنه میشه امر اخروی. همین شکم پر کردن میشه چی؟ میشه ثواب. لذا بعضی از بزرگان میفهمونن، عرفا اینو میگفتن، به نقل از عرفا من نقل میکنم که شکم پر کردنی که با توجه به این نکات باشه، آدم حواسش باشه غذاش حلال باشه، بسم الله بگه، الحمدلله آخرش بگه، همون به نقل از این عرفا همون ثواب رکعات و اذکار نماز شب داره برای آدم. اون میشه نماز شب آدم. ولی وقتی آدم نماز شب میخونه ولی همش برای ریا، همش به خاطر نکات دیگه هستش، میخواد فردا پوزشو بده، اون چی میشه؟ اون میشه دنیایی و هیچ ثوابی هم نداره. لذا شما خیلی چیزای دیگه هم میتونید راجعش همین مثال بدین. زناشویی اگه ازدواج باشه، توی شرایطش باشه، میشه چی؟ عبادت. خوردنی که امر دنیایی ماده هستش، تا همین ماه رمضان ما میخوریم، موقعی که افطار میخوریم میشه چی؟ میشه عبادت. نخوردن میشه عبادت، همین ماه رمضان نمیخوریم. خوردن دستور دادن که موقع سحری مستحبه که موقع سحری بخوریم، وقتی که میخوریم میشه چی؟ ثواب. ولی یه خرما هستش، ولی یه ذره آب هستش، آدم خیلی نیازی هم نداره. ببینید توی همه اینها آخرت رو گذاشتن، تو تک تک جای دنیا شما نگاه بکنید آخرت رو قرار دادن برای ما. مثال دیگه که زدم پول بودش. پول از نظر اسلام خیلی چیز مرغوبیه، پول یه چیز معنویه. چرا؟ چون تو دست مؤمنه. اگه پول تو دست مؤمن باشه برای آبروش خرج میکنه، برای آبروش مصرف میکنه، خودشو با پول حفظ میکنه. لذا لباس حضرت فرمود لباس شیک بپوشید وقتی که میرید بین دشمنای ما. چرا؟ خیره بشن به شما. بقول ما این قد و قواره شما، نوع لباس پوشیدن شما دل اینا رو خالی بکنه. اسراف رو نمیگم، اصلا بحث اسراف ندارم، به خرجی ندارم. یکی از صحابه امام باقر رو دید که لباس گرون قیمتی پوشیده، گفته شما لباس گرون قیمت؟ گفت بله، اینو میپوشم به خاطر شما پوشیدم، عزت شما باشم، نگن امام اینا اینجوری لباس قلب میپوشه. طرف ادامه داد پس چه امیرالمومنین لباس این قیمت نمیپوشید؟ زمانش فرق میکرد، مردم غالبا همه فقیر بودن، این لباس غیر قیمت میپوشید میگفتن امامشون رو ببینید چجوریه. پس ببینید زمانا فرق میکنه. لذا ما توی قرآن تو قرآن و روایات دستورات زیادی راجبه خوب بودن، خوب پوشیدن، آراسته باشید. آراسته بودن خیلی مهمه، عطر زدن خیلی مهمه. خونه وسیع داشتن یکی از خصوصیات مؤمن اینه. خونه وسیع داره، خونه بزرگی داره. خونه بزرگ یعنی چی؟ من با درآمد خوبی داشته باشم تا خونه بزرگی داشته باشم. پول میخواد. درست شد؟ پول میخواد. اگه پول نباشه که نمیشه، که تا پول نباشه من نمیتونم همچین خونه بزرگی رو بخرم. امام رفته بود خونه یه نفری، خدمت شما عرض کنم، دید خونش خیلی کوچیک و دلگیره. بهش گفتش برای چی اینجا بشینی؟ خب پدرم اینجا میشید. حالا پدرت به قول معروف، حالا تعبیر من احمق بود، عاقل نبود. تو هم نباید عاقل باشی، تو هم باید احمق باشی. ما نمیتونیم به زن و بچه‌مون سخت بگیریم وقتی که پول داریم. باید معقول براشون جا تهیه کنیم. معلومه که عقل میفهمه که خونه بزرگتر بهتر از خونه کوچیک‌تره. یه چیز عقلانیه، هر عاقل اینو میفهمه. منتها ملاکش چیه؟ ملاکش اینه که روزیت رو در نظر بگیر، رزقت رو در نظر بگیر. اگه رزق و روزیت رو در نظر گرفتی، طبق همون بالانس پیش بری، بالانس رزقت نه خیلی پایین نه بالاتر، طبق اون پیش بری، این اونیه که ازت خواستن. هر چقدر حالا درآمدت بالاتر بود میتونی طبق همونم داشته باشی. لذا از خصوصیات مؤمن خونه بزرگه. وسعت معیشت از خصوصیات مؤمنه. یعنی چی؟ یعنی خوبه. عقل خوب از خصوصیات مؤمنه. مرکب راه برداشتن، مرکب درست حساب از خصوصیات مؤمنه. عرض کردم پیامبر یه اسب داشت برای سفرهای کوتاه مدتش، یه اسب داشت برای سفرهای بلند مدتش، یه اسب داشت برای جنگ، 7-8 تا اسب داشت. هیچ کی هم بهش اعتراض نمی‌کرد. چرا؟ چون ضروری بود. ببینید ضروری بود براش. به عنوان شخصیتی که داشتش اونجا. مؤمن رزقش زیاده. میدونید چرا؟ توی روایت میگه که رزق مال نیته. رزق مال نیته. مؤمن باشی، نیت خوب داری، نیت معنوی داری، رزقت زیاد میشه. این همه سفارشات مالی که ما تو اسلام داریم، سفارشات مالی ما مفصل، کم نیست که خمس بدید، زکات بدید، صدقه بدید، نفقه بدید، انفاق کنید، حج برید. این همه خب یعنی چی؟ یعنی درآمد باید داشته باشی دیگه. نتیجه اسلام، خدا امضا کرده پول رو، امضا کرده درآمد داشتن خوب رو که این همه باید بدیم. پسندیده، قبول کرده، والله که این رو عرض نمی کرده. انشالله که همه ما بتونیم از کسانی باشیم که دنیامون با نگاه اخروی از 0 تا 100 انشالله قرار بگیره. یه چند تا دعا از کنیم و انشالله که مرخص بشیم از خدمت. اللهم عجل ولیک الفرج. خبردار قلب آقا امام زمان رو از همه ما راضی و خوشنود بگردان. دستان گناهکار آلوده ما رو به ذریح ششگوشه آقا ابا عبدالله حسین برسان. عاقبت همه ما رو ختم به خیر بگردان. تعجیل در فرج آقا امام زمان الله تعالی فرجه شریف، شادی ارواح طیبه شهدا، امام شهدا، شادی ارواح اموات این جمع به نبی و آله. رحم الله من قرع الفاتحه مع الاخلاص و الصلوات.